Hi, my name is Dr. Kiran. I'm a PhD in HR itself, had a very long journey. We're talking a lot about technology. We're talking about AI taking over our jobs, taking over what significantly meant close to us. But I'd like to start by asking a very simple question. What is intelligence to you? Do you agree that intelligence is not something that we have? It is something that we become again and again. We are building a world that is going to outthink all of us. Machines will start comprehending more data than any mankind can ever. Systems will be able to produce outputs much faster, much smarter, much clearer. And artificial superintelligence, ASI, the moment that hits the ground, predictions will also start to happen. That brings a question to my mind. As humans, then, if intelligence is not our advantage, then what is? Let me take you back a little bit. I have been studying people lately, being a researcher, CHRO, also an author. I've met a lot of people and I've understood their journeys so far. And one realization that has always stuck with me is that those who thrive are not the ones who know everything. They don't know it all. No. They just don't stop becoming. Which means that they will thrive on the idea of what's next. And I'm a real example to that. Once I finish something, immediately some curiosity comes into my mind that what is next? Fine, I did it. It went well. But what is next? And that is metamorphosis intelligence. And that is what is going to rule and help us in evolving as humans, just like machines are. We are trying to teach machines how to think. But we forgot, as humans, we must also evolve. How do that happen? How do we make that happen? Metamorphosis itself, let me break it down for you in a layman language. Have you seen a caterpillar becoming a butterfly? It doesn't grow its wings. No. It melts down, completely becomes a solid soup of nutrients, liquidates, and then transforms into something beautiful, unrecognizable. That is a butterfly. That transformation, which we see not just in the boardroom, but also in living, areas, in our living rooms at home, normally. Think of a time, the first love of your life, the first crush of your life. You remember that version of yourself? Naive, romantic, hopeful, and sudden heartbreak. That's again metamorphosis. The fantasy you got rid of. You had to rebuild yourself, you had to recollect your worth, and bang on, that is metamorphosis. We feel it. Think of a couple going for a divorce. They have to unlearn the idea of two identities staying together. It's a very painful process, going back as individual identities, but it is necessary for the next version of you. The next version of you comes out more stronger, wiser, softer. Think of a situation when a spouse is dealing with a partner who's not ready to let go of the family it came from. Doesn't want to let go the roots. No, not talking about parting ways with your family, but not focusing on recreating the one. That's transformation. That happens with every one of us. The heartbreaking, the relationship healing, All of that is metamorphosis. And that is what will be tomorrow for us. How do we transform? For example, back in the time, I felt solid in my career. I felt that I knew, how to manage people, how to manage performance. I had clarity, confidence. Everything was going well. And suddenly a storm comes up. Technology, AI. Everything I knew had to be rewritten. And suddenly I realized, from an expert, I'm going to become a learner again. Instead of trusting my instincts, now I had to trust database. Instead of managing people, now I was supposed to manage algorithm. It's discomforting, isn't it? It is. And let me tell you, nothing humbles down a leader more than realizing the world has updated, but you haven't. So you got to upgrade yourself. And one thing that I realized in the whole process, which was no doubt discomforting, that as a leader, it's not important to know the way forward. But what is important is to continue to walk even if you don't know the way forward. And it's amazing. When I started to write my book, I was afraid. I was touching just the topic which was in limelight. HR Rewired, AI, ASI, AGI, transforming HR forever. But at the time of the end, when I finished my book, I had strength. I got my courage. I learned. I evolved from the version I was. A lot of fear is around about AI replacing us humans, taking over jobs. No, AI is not going to replace us. It's revealing us. It's just telling us what is mechanical, what is repetitive, and what is magnificently human, which we need to work on. So why be scared? Let AI learn the patterns. Let it, take over the IQ part. It's okay. We anyway, the kind of data that it can withhold, the whole mankind together cannot comprehend. Let's accept it. Let AGI also understands emotions, but it is never going to understand, feel the heartbreak or the empathy. Let ASI also do the prediction. It's okay. Let it do what is in between. But definitely, it can never learn this intelligence. Let us become the experts of RQ, which is Reinvention Quotient. IQ, EQ is taken care of. It's okay. But reinvention, because that needs courage, machines will never be able to comprehend that. And that's where our edge is. And that is where the tomorrow withholds. Life is going to throw a lot of challenges. I've dealt it personally. Believe you me, the kind of reinventions I had to go through as a human, barely I have the count now. As a partner, as a leader, and not just with me, everybody around me also. I remember a tech professional making a handsome salary decided to be a teacher. A teacher decided to be a podcaster. A retiree who was thinking of going on vacations and having an easy life became a mentor. An individual who was managing team now started to manage toddlers. And not just that, coming back and managing teams as well, balancing leadership at both places. This is metamorphosis. And that is metamorphic intelligence. So next time in life, when something tries to break you down, remember your next best version is under the process of loading. You are becoming the next best version of yourself, and that is what in scientific language called metamorphic intelligence. We are bound to unlearn, relearn, and metamorphic intelligence only talks about the ability to be able to reshape your mind, your beliefs, your identity. It's okay, you're not a tech professional anymore, you are a teacher. Or you don't want to teach anymore, so you become a podcaster. But you do not stop becoming. And no system around you will ever be able to scare you. Thank you.